This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things that people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see what you can save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey guys, you all know that I am a horror fan. I have seen it all, and if you can scare me, I am in. For a while, I felt like horror just hasn't been the same, but all of that has changed. From the director of It comes a horrifying new story set in 1960s Derry, Maine. A story that explores the origins of someone we all know, Pennywise the Clown. So dim the lights, grab a blanket, and get ready to go back to where it all began. The new HBO original series, It, Welcome to Derry, is now streaming on HBO. And there's more. If you can't get enough of the show, I have got some good news for you. There is a podcast to go along with it. On the It Welcome to Derry official podcast, you can join hosts Mark Bernardin and Princess Weeks as they unpack each episode after it airs on HBO Max. Mike Bernardin is a TV and comic book writer, podcaster, professional nerd, and reformed journalist, and Princess Weeks is a pop culture critic and horror enthusiast just like us. It's like being able to talk about the show you are obsessed with your best friends every week. HBO's It Welcome to Derry podcast walks you back down the streets of Derry 27 years before the Losers Club ever began. It pulls you down into the sewers to dig into the history, the lore, and the horror of what makes Derry, Maine's most sinister suburb so terrifying. You'll also get to hear from creators of the show like Andy and Barbara Muschietti, plus cast and crew members, as they talk about the making of the show. New podcast episodes drop every week after the episode airs on HBO Max. Stream new episodes of HBO's It Welcome to Derry Sundays on HBO Max and listen to the It Welcome to Derry official podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Big Mad True Crime, where we get big mad over true crime. I'm your host, Heather Ashley. Today you'll be hearing part 2 of the Andreen McDonald case. Small talk sucks, so let's dive in. In the last episode, we talked about Andreen McDonald, who was an incredibly driven woman who built a successful business, had a beautiful daughter, and a life she had worked her absolute ass off for. But behind closed doors, things were not okay. There was violence in her marriage, and she told people flat out that if she ever went missing, it would be because her husband Andre had killed her. In March of 2019, Andreen vanished. Her friend Carol found blood and hair in the house, a bleach smell in the bathroom, a burn pile in the backyard, and then heard Andreen's daughter say, "Daddy hurt Mommy." Carol knew something terrible had happened, so she contacted Andreen's mother, and together they reported her missing. As the investigation began, Andre lied about where Andreen was, got caught buying what looked like a murder cleanup kit from Lowe's, and searched the internet for how to destroy evidence. Andre was arrested and charged with tampering with evidence. However, he was able to bond out, go back to work for the Air Force, and live his life, all while Andreen's mom and daughter lost everything and were barely scraping by. Then, in July of 2019, Andreen's remains were found burned and scattered just 6 miles from her home. The medical examiner confirmed what everyone had feared, that she had been brutally murdered. Andre was charged with murder and rearrested, but his bond was eventually reduced and he was released yet again. Andre was still a free man when jury selection for his trial began on January 17th of 2023. As court got underway, Andre posed for the cameras. He smirked, he grinned. He didn't look like a man on trial for the brutal murder of his wife and the mother of his child. He looked overconfident, and that's probably because he was represented by some of San Antonio's top defense attorneys. And he was so confident that the weekend after jury selection was over, he picked up the phone and called Andreen's mom, Maureen, and her sister, Cindy. He told them he planned to confess in court and wanted them to hear it first. According to KSAT, Andre said he and Andreen had argued on the night of February 28, 2019, 4 years prior. He claimed the argument turned physical and he pushed her to the floor and stomped on her face. Their daughter Elena saw it happen, so Andre left Andreen lying on the floor wheezing while he put Elena to bed. When he came back, he says that Andreen was dead. Andre said he couldn't believe what happened, couldn't believe she's dead. He took off her clothes and burned them and put her body in the car. He took the body to where it was found. He admitted he had also planned to chop up her body, but changed his mind. As soon as Cindy and Maureen hung up that phone, they called authorities to report his confession. No one believed what Andre said. I mean, there was no way in fucking hell that Andreen's death was an accident. In opening statements, the prosecution argued that Andre killed Andreen on purpose after years of violence. They told the jury they would prove he murdered her, but admitted they couldn't say for sure how she died. They believed the murder weapon might have been the claw hammer found in the house, but they still couldn't confirm that. As for motive, prosecutors believed Andre felt emasculated. Andreen was a rising star who ran their business, and he was jealous of her success. On top of that, Andreen was having an affair. All of this led to rising tensions. Hey guys, if you're a parent, let's be real. We want what's best for our home, but there just is not enough time to research every single product we use. And that is why I love Blueland. They're certified safe and clean by the EPA, and their products get the job done without having to worry about the impact they'll have on our family, pets, or even ourselves. Blueland's mission is to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet while still bringing that powerful clean we're used to. Their idea is simple. They offer refillable cleaning products with a cute, simple design that looks great on your countertops. You just fill up their reusable bottles with water, drop in their tablets, wait for them to dissolve, and you are ready to clean. You'll never have to grab bulky cleaning supplies on your grocery run again. Their refills start at just $2.25, and you can even set up a subscription or buy in bulk to save more. Blueland's products are actually independently tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. From cleaning sprays to hand soap, toilet bowl cleaner, and laundry tablets, all Blueland products are made with clean ingredients you can feel good about. You guys, I absolutely hate clutter. It actually stresses me out, but I am also a proud germaphobe, especially during the cold and flu season, and I cannot stress enough how much I adore Blueland. The bottles are legitimately adorable, and I cannot remember the last time that I ran out of cleaning supplies. Seriously, I have the tablets on hand, and whenever my bottle is running low, I just drop in another tablet, and voila, we are back in cleaning action. The convenience is unmatched, and my cabinet space is very happy, and so is my wallet. I am 0% shocked that Blueland is trusted in over 1 million homes, one of which is mine. Blue Land has a special offer for our listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/bigmad. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/bigmad for 15% off. That's blueland.com/bigmad to get 15% off. When it came time for the defense, they rejected the idea that Andre had been jealous. They pointed out that he was a successful Air Force major in his own right. Instead, the defense argued Andreen's death was an accident, that it happened in self-defense. They told the jury, this is not a murder case. It is a case about the degree and level of responsibility with evidence of an accident, a mutual fight, all of which happens in the blink of an eye. According to KSAT, Andre was the only defense witness. He took the stand and testified about his relationship with Andreen. He said that in 2016, he attended 6 months of training in Alabama, and when he came back, something had changed with her. He said he eventually filed for divorce, but they reconciled. Then in 2018, on the 4th of July, they were over at a friend's house when Andre noticed 2 new tattoos on Andreen, the letter A and a date. Andre told the jury he was upset because he believed the tattoos were for a man from Jamaica he thought Andreen was having an affair with. He said as soon as he saw the tattoos, they left the party immediately and argued on the drive home. Despite all of that, they still stayed together. Andre then described the fatal day, February 28th of 2019. He said that while at the tax preparer's office with Andreen, he found out that she had started a new business a year earlier without his knowledge. He told the jury, when I was looking through the paperwork, I noticed something, that Andreen had started this business named Elena's Property Management. Under the business, there was construction taking place for our 4th facility. That was supposed to be taking place under Starlight Homes on our joint property on Scarsdale, which I found shocking because I remember when I did edits for the business plan I submitted to Andreen to give them to the bank, they were under Starlight Homes. Where here on this form it says there's a business plan going forward under Elena Property Management, which I knew nothing about. Immediately I knew she was stealing from me. She was robbing me. Andre testified that after the tax meeting, he and Andreen argued for the rest of the day. According to KSAT, they even sent texts back and forth, and at one point, Andre told her, "All you do is scheme, but I'm no fool." When he got home from work later that day, the fight just picked up again. Andre said he left the house to cool off at a gas station, but the arguing continued over text. When he came back, he thought Andreen would be asleep, but she was waiting for him. He said, right as soon as I get to where the living room area is, I noticed Andreen sitting on the couch. At that point, she's right there. So I told her, look, tomorrow when I leave work, I'm going to go back downtown to the divorce lawyer and I'm going to get a divorce. Andre told the jury that a divorce would mean splitting up the business. He said the thought of that enraged Andreen and she followed him into their bedroom where they continued arguing. According to CBS, Andre said, when she comes into the room, I turned around and she comes like right up in my face. She spits in my face. So at that point, it's just like reflex. I grabbed her because she's right in front of me. So I grabbed her head. I think we had a clash of heads and I think it opened up like a cut somewhere on her face. Fuck this guy. Andre claimed Andreen ran into the bathroom and turned on the lights. When she saw her bloody face in the mirror, she came at him. Andre told the jury, when she comes, she's throwing some punches, so I'm trying to duck down to keep my head, my face from getting hit with the blows. I haven't really practiced fighting. I work with computers. That's a normal reaction from any human being when you're under attack. You're trying to defend yourself. I remember grabbing her and tripping her on one of my legs and she falls, and that's when I kick her twice as soon as she fell. Again, fuck this guy. According to KSAT, Andreen continued, saying, as soon as she fell, it was a reaction. I landed a couple of kicks. I just gave her a couple kicks till I knocked the wind out of her. I didn't see exactly where the kicks landed, to be honest. The second kick, I think I heard like some type of wheezing coming out of her. It was probably a hard kick. Andreen told the jury he then heard the footsteps of their young daughter, Elena, so he left to put her back to bed. Andreen shared what he was thinking at the time, saying, I heard Andreen wheezing, so at the time, I just thought she had the wind knocked out of her, so she probably already caught her breath. She probably called the police and made up some story. What the fuck story could she make up? This bitch is in his head gaslighting his wife, who is gasping for air on the bathroom after he violently attacked her. And now what he's gaslighting the jury about it too? Get all the way fucked. Fuck, dude. Unfortunately, Andreen continued with his bullshit testimony, claiming that when he returned from putting Elena to bed about 30 minutes later, Andreen wasn't moving. He said, at that point, I sort of go over to her and she's not moving. And then I bent over to check, So I bent over and then I grabbed her face and then feel like if I could feel like a pulse or something. And then I put my ear next to her nose to see if she was breathing, and she was not. According to KSAT, Andreen told the jury he started panicking at that point. He said, I think I need to get her out of the house before Elena wakes up and sees her in the house. I'm pretty nervous. I'm frantic. What in the hell is going on type of deal. He decided to get her out of the house, then just pretend he didn't know where she was. Andreen said, I grab a couple trash bags and I put one over top of her and then the other one on her lower limbs. I drug her through the house to the front door and out to the car. I had to lean her upper body against the back of the vehicle after I opened up the trunk. And then I had to scoot down and use the bumper kind of as leverage and then grab the lower part of her body and turn her into the trunk. According to CBS, Andreen had the absolute gall to tell the jury that the whole thing was quite a hassle, and I can't believe I'm saying this. He was inconvenienced by the cover-up of his murder. It was a hassle to him. I wish I wasn't saying this, but Andreen continued his testimony, telling the jury that he drove Andreen's body to a field. He said, I remember there was a dead cow right there where I ended up. I took the bags off. I was just gonna leave it there, and for some reason, I don't remember why, but I just had this weird idea that I probably should just take her clothes. Because you're a fucking monster, that's why you had that idea. Happy to fucking help you. Understand yourself. Go fuck yourself while you're at it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Fuck. So, Andreen stripped Andreen naked and then went back home to burn her clothes, which is what left that burn patch in the backyard. Andreen went on to send a few texts from his phone to Andreen's, to make it look like he didn't know where she was. And the next morning, he broke her phone and threw it away. When people realized Andreen was missing, he then lied and said that he had no idea where she was. Andreen said that after police searched his house on March 1st, he went back to the location where he'd left Andreen, and at that point he said he was feeling really angry. He told the jury, I'm thinking my life is over. I'm guessing I would get blamed for this. No shit. I don't think I was guilty, but knowing the circumstance, there's obviously a dead person in your house and you're the only adult there. We had a good life for a while and everything is going good. And basically this madness, no, bitch, nobody fucking knows. The only people who can relate are going where you're going. Enjoy. Enjoy. According to KSAT, Andreen continued his testimony saying, I'm feeling really sad. At the same time, I'm also like, why me? Why me? I'm just thinking, oh my God, this is probably it. It's over. I'm just thinking my life is freaking over and my daughter's life is probably over too. During that time frame, my mind kind of shifted. At first, I was just like feeling sorry about the whole situation. I'm just thinking, if only I knew what was going to happen when I went back to the house, I would have probably just left the gas station and drove to Houston that night and never came back or something like that. And then I started feeling for myself like, man, why the hell does this shit have to happen to me of all people? What? This happened to Andreen. This happened to Andreen's daughter. This happened to Andreen's mother. You did this. You happened to people. People like you happen to good people. And people like me will never stop raging about it. So you can go fuck yourself. And when you get finished fucking yourself, go fuck yourself again. Eat shit and bees. Thank you so much. Let's fucking keep going. Hey guys, you know what makes for a better gift than flowers or another sweater? Memories. Gift giving season is something I take very seriously, and one of my go-tos every single year is the skylight frame. You can even preload some of your favorite moments, so when your loved one opens it up, it's already meaningful. And it is so easy to use that even the least tech-savvy person in your life will absolutely love it. Skylight Frame is a digital picture frame you can send photos to, and they appear in just seconds. It is the perfect gift for anyone you love. The Skylight Frame's quick 1-minute setup is easy for people of all ages or tech skills. You don't even need an app or a subscription. And do not worry, if you're not happy with your frame, you can return it within 4 months for a full refund, no questions asked. Plus, if your device experiences a covered issue within the first 3 years, Skylight will replace it free of charge. That, my friends, is what I call customer service. I am not shocked that the Today Show, Wall Street Journal, HuffPost, and Tom's Guide all recommend the Skylight frame. I mean, they should definitely add me to that list too. I have been using Skylight for years now, and between their frames and other products, my love for them is exactly why I started giving them as gifts as well. And every single person that I've ever given them to absolutely loves it, from my mom, my grandparents, and even my friends. It is so simple to use, and honestly, they have some really cute designs too. Skylight honestly sets the bar when it comes to digital picture frames, and I'm probably the least tech-savvy person that you know, and even I can use it. 10 out of 10 recommend, and rest assured, more people will be getting them as gifts for Christmas this year. Right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $20 off their 10-inch frames by going to myskylight.com/bigmad. Go to myskylight.com/bigmad for $20 off your 10-inch frame. That's myskylight.com/bigmad. Andre, unfortunately, clarified to the jury that, the person he was mad at was Andreen. But according to him, she was the one who had caused the whole situation and destroyed all of their lives. According to KSAT, he continued, adding, I'm just pissed off at Andreen at that point. I was angry as hell. The reason why I'm really, really angry is just because I'm thinking of this whole situation. Like, I leave the house just to avoid the very situation that I'm in, a confrontation with Andreen, okay? And all of this, in my opinion, could have been avoided. If Andreen wanted to go be with someone else, she was free to do that. She had a degree. She owned half of a business. Why would she need to go through all of this stuff to try and get it all? Andre then told the jury that he was so mad at Andreen that he poured gas on her and lit a fire. Now, he didn't pour that much gas on her, so the fire went out pretty quickly. But then he decided to grab a hammer and attack her burned remains. None of that. None of it. No. You don't get credit for being like, oh, it wasn't a lot of gas. It was just a little, so it went out. It went out quickly. You were so mad at the woman you killed because you were mad at her that you then lit her remains on fire. And then when the fire went out, you violently attacked her no longer living body. You're what's wrong with everything. Look around. No matter what you're looking at, this motherfucker is what's wrong with the world. Andre went on to say, the body is right there at that point. I got really pissed off, so I started hitting the body with a hammer. When asked how many times he hit her, Andre said, honestly, I couldn't tell you. It was multiple times. I know I was hitting in the neck and in the face area. I remember at first I hit her in the face with the hammer, and then I used the claw and hit her in the neck area. And I remember the claw got stuck in her neck, and that's when I was ripping the hammer out. I thought I was done, but as I started to walk away, I gave it one more whack on her body, not sure where that landed. The pure lack of remorse here is so fucking disturbing. I understand why one of the detectives who worked on this case told me I needed to look into this case, and why he knew for a fact one day he'd be getting a call from a show like Dateline to cover this fucking case. Fuck. After doing all of that, Andre tells the jury that he left this scene, but the only way he thought he'd get away with it was if he completely got rid of Andreen's body. So he came up with a plan to chop her up, set the parts on fire, and then burn what was left. So he went to Lowe's and bought the supplies. Later, he went to buy a gun, but not to kill himself. According to him, that one was just for protection, the one he left behind along with his ID when he realized he was being followed, because that makes sense. The last sentence was a lie. CBS reported that after Andre confessed to killing Andreen on the stand, the defense tried to pull the jury back to their argument that he killed her in self-defense. For the first time, they leaned into the idea of why Andre responded the way he did during the fight. He testified that he had to because Andreen was bigger and stronger than him. Andre said she could lift up to 300 pounds and described her as a strong, powerful woman. When she attacked him, he feared for his safety. To try to back up his testimony, the defense showed videos of Andreen powerlifting and even carrying Andre on her back. When the defense was done questioning Andre, it was the prosecution's turn to do some cross-examination. They spent time poking holes in all of his shitty-ass story, and they asked if he ever thought about calling 911 after finding Andreen on the ground, no longer breathing. Andre responded with, I never thought about calling anybody to revive a dead person. My purpose at that point was simply to get her out of the house so my 7-year-old daughter wouldn't see her mother lying on the floor dead. When asked about the hundreds of Google searches on how bodies decompose, Andre brushed them off. He said, a lot of this stuff is curiosity, just thinking about what the case would look like, basically. When pressed on why he didn't tell anyone where Andreen's body was, Andre said, I sort of expected she'd be found. I was just surprised it took that long. I'm thinking she's probably gonna be found in a day or two, to be honest. Why would I make any effort if I already know she's dead? I'm not going to go out in the field and pretend and do some charade or something and pretend going out doing fake searches with people and passing out flyers. Why would I do any of that? That's a screw up on top of what already happened.
And if you're wondering if I'm reading any of these quotes wrong, because it sometimes feels like someone threw letters at a wall and just read what stuck, no, I'm reading them correctly. That's what he said. Anywho, finally, when asked why he waited so long to confess, Andre said, "When I got arrested for the case, I decided at that point I was just going to dig in and wait until I went to court because I didn't really trust the police or maybe the DA's office trying to twist words against me or try to manipulate that stuff. I decided my best bet was to wait until I go to court and then I'll tell the truth." During closing arguments, the prosecution told jurors this case was not about self-defense. They urged the jury to hold Andre accountable and find him guilty of murder. According to CBS, prosecutors argued that Andre showed no remorse. He never called an ambulance when he found his wife unresponsive, and he stayed silent for months about where her body was. The defense, however, countered that, saying Andre had not intentionally or knowingly killed Andreen, and stuck to their claim of self-defense and asked the jury to find him not guilty of murder. Once the case was in the jury's hands, they had to weigh multiple different options. If they believed Andre killed Andreen on purpose, it was murder. If they thought he killed her by accident or recklessly, but not in self-defense, it was manslaughter. If they thought it was self-defense, the verdict had to be not guilty. But after nearly 11 hours of deliberation, CBS reported that this jury was deadlocked. They could not agree on murder, manslaughter, or self-defense. Andreen's sister Cindy said she could not understand why. All of the evidence was there. Andre's own confession and the way he carried himself in court showing absolutely no remorse at all. To her, this should have been straightforward. Jurors later explained that it came down to wording. They argued over the definitions of murder versus recklessness, debating whether Andre intentionally killed Andreen or acted recklessly, which would reduce the charge to manslaughter. The stakes were massive. Murder meant life in prison, while manslaughter carried up to 20 years. CBS reported that Andre's own testimony played a key role. With so little evidence about exactly what happened that night, some jurors felt forced to lean on his version. One juror even said they had once kicked someone without intending to kill them, drawing a parallel to Andre's story. In the end, the jury acquitted Andre of murder, but did find him guilty of manslaughter. That meant they didn't believe his self-defense claim, and after the verdict, Andre flashed a peace sign. Because apparently nothing screams peace more than beating your wife to death and then desecrating her body like the of shit he is. The verdict obviously left people with many mixed emotions. The lead prosecutor was disappointed, but did see the silver lining. They told CBS, "I was disappointed, however, the jury rejected his self-defense argument and held him accountable for at least something." For the defense, the verdict was, of course, a win. Andre wasn't walking free, but he also wasn't convicted of murder. Andreen's family was completely shocked and heartbroken. Her sister Cindy told CBS manslaughter after he spoke with no remorse, no love, nothing at all, and used a hammer, stripped her clothes, threw gasoline on her, burned her, and they gave him manslaughter. That's crazy. I'm going to struggle with this thought until the day I die. Cindy said she now views the phone call Andre made to her during the trial as nothing more than a calculated ploy to shift blame. She believes it took him 4 years to acknowledge what he had done, and even then, it wasn't genuine. It was just another lie meant to make him look less responsible.
Hey guys, to all of my amazing renters out there, if you're paying rent every single month and getting nothing in return, it is time for me to introduce you to Built, because let's be real here, you should be earning something from your largest monthly expense. So let's talk about it. By paying rent through Built, you earn flexible points that can be redeemed toward hundreds of hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. But it doesn't stop there. Built is about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding. You can dine out at your favorite local restaurants and earn additional points, get VIP treatment at certain fitness studios, and enjoy exclusive experiences just for Built members every month. Built is turning a monthly expense into an opportunity to earn rewards and discover the best that your neighborhood has to offer. Your rent is finally working for you. Earn points on rent and around your neighborhood wherever you call home by going to joinbuilt.com/bigmad. That's joinbilt.com/bigmad. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you.
According to KSAT, Andree's sentencing hearing gave the family a chance to speak while giving victim impact statements. Cindy asked Andree, why choose murder in the first degree? Why not divorce? You can think that you cannot escape your actions. You cannot escape God. She told him he had no respect, no remorse for his ruthless actions. Paul, Andreen's father, offered mercy. He told the man who killed his daughter, "You hurt my family. We spoke like fathers. You hurt me. In spite of everything, I forgive you. I love you. That cannot change. A part of me is going to jail. I forgive you, and it's your duty to see God forgive you." Both of those statements were powerful and brought a lot of people to tears, but it was what Andree and Andreen's daughter Elena had to say that wrecked the world. A victim advocate read a letter from Elena that stated, "To Andree McDonald, you killed my mother. You took away my life and you broke my heart and you hurt my feelings and you will pay for what you did. You will be punished forever. You hurt my feelings" is a statement that I hope rings in Andree's ears and haunts his sleep until the day he dies. In the end, the judge sentenced Andree to the maximum possible sentence, which was only 20 years in prison for the manslaughter, plus an additional 5 years for tampering with evidence. He told Andree, "You burned her body, beat her with a hammer, and desecrated her corpse. And after that, it almost seemed like the emotion of a serial killer. It doesn't match up with your military career." In December of 2023, CBS's 48 Hours aired an episode about Andreen's murder. Her family talked about what her loss has meant to them. Maureen said nothing about this tragedy even feels real. Her daughter, who came to America, built a successful business, and dedicated herself to serving others, is gone. The company she worked so hard to create is now closed. Maureen said she misses her deeply, and there are days when the grief makes her feel like giving up. In those moments, Maureen said that she has Cindy to lean on for strength. They described their bond as one of balance. When one is weak, the other is strong. Together, they said they have to remain steady for Elena, who's become the glue holding their fractured family together. The circle also includes Andree's mother, Jackie. She told 48 Hours, "I think I hurt for Elena more than I hurt for everyone. No child should ever have to go through what she went through." After the trial, Andreen's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Andree. They claimed Elena had suffered immeasurable damages from losing her mother. The lawsuit also alleged that Andree killed Andreen for financial gain. It read, in part, His desecration of her body, hiding her body, burning her body, fraudulently concealing his acts, and failing to reveal his guilt to law enforcement and Andreen McDonald's family was malicious, willful, and unconscionable. Maureen sought $160 million in damages to be split between herself, her granddaughter, and Andreen's estate. On March 5th of 2024, a civil trial over the lawsuit began. Andre chose not to attend. He could have appeared via teleconference from prison, but he chose not to. According to Express News, Ron Salazar, the attorney representing Maureen, told jurors the lawsuit was a way for Andreen's family to push back against the lies Andre told during his criminal trial, lies he told to avoid responsibility. Salazar said Andre assassinated Andreen's character to save his own skin. He added, "This trial allows Andreen's family to set the record straight. One day when her daughter looks up her mother on the internet, we want her to see the truth about who Andreen was and all the fantastic things that she accomplished." Several witnesses testified about how Andreen's death shattered Elena's world. Her special education teacher, Jennifer Applewhite, remembered Elena as a little girl who came to school meticulously dressed with new beads in her hair every week. She loved to talk about her mom. Applewhite recalled the morning of March 1st, 2019, the day Andreen was reported missing. Elena showed up in mismatched shoes. She didn't have her lunchbox or snacks, things her mom always packed for her. She was quiet all day, and her teachers tried reaching Andreen multiple times, but no one ever answered. In the months that followed, things only got worse. Elena threatened other children, saying she would cut them and burn their bodies. She ripped the heads off stuffed animals. She drew pictures of burning bodies. At one point, Elena even attempted suicide, saying she wanted to be with her mother. On multiple occasions, she harmed herself with scissors, sometimes so badly that her clothes were stained with blood. According to Express News, Maureen's attorneys told the jury that Elena continued to struggle with grief to that day. They said her grandmother and aunt try to comfort her, and Cindy even sleeps on the floor beside her when she has nightmares, but none of that is a substitute for Andreen. One member of the legal team told the jury that Elena is in a tornado of grief that she will never get out of. This is what she'll have to deal with the rest of her life. Hey guys, I take hydration pretty seriously. Once upon a time, I was actually hospitalized for dehydration, and since then, I've made it a priority to properly hydrate. I feel like I've tried pretty much every product out there at this point, and since gatekeeping is for losers, Pure Hydration is one of my absolute favorites. Pure Hydration is the cleanest way to hydrate with zero added sugar, zero artificial sweeteners, and only 25 calories per serving. Basically, you get all the hydration without any of the unnecessary junk. Pure is an oral rehydration solution, or ORS, that follows the formula developed by the WHO, which was proven to hydrate as effectively as an IV drip. It's doctor approved and safe for the entire family. I am talking kids and adults from ages 1 and up. And you guys, the flavors are so good. With most hydration sticks, I feel like the flavor is usually just way too much and the texture is almost slimy, but not with Pure. Some of their most popular flavors are blood orange, tropical punch, lemonade, strawberry kiwi, berry pomegranate, and lime. But my favorite, hands down, without a single doubt, is the watermelon. 10 out of 10 recommend. It is like drinking perfectly flavored water. I keep the little packets in my purse and a few in my car as well, so whenever I need a little hydration boost, I just drop one in my water and I am ready to go.
Hydration is really, really ridiculously important. 75% of Americans are dehydrated and don't drink enough water or electrolytes. Dehydration is actually the most common reason for fatigue, headache, brain fog, and dry skin. Hydration goes beyond just drinking water. It's about replenishing the electrolytes we lose through sweat, sleep, alcohol, and daily activities. Water alone isn't enough to do the job. That's why you need to try Cure, the electrolyte drink mix that tastes as amazing as it makes you feel. For Big Mad True Crime listeners, Cure is offering 20% off your first order. Stay hydrated and feel your best by visiting curehydration.com/BigMad and using promo code BigMad at checkout. That's curehydration.com/BigMad and use code BigMad for 20% off your first order.
On March 8th, the jury awarded Andreen's family $210 million, which was the largest personal injury verdict in county history. Following the verdict, the family's attorney said the jury's decision acknowledged the extreme loss and suffering felt by Andreen McDonald's mother and minor daughter. Salazar told the media that the money was largely symbolic, but he added that if Andre is ever released, they'll pursue payment aggressively. The verdict was written in such a way that even if Andre tried to change his name and identity, something he has the technical skill to do, he would still be responsible for paying Maureen and Elena. They essentially are taxing that bitch's DNA, and we're here for it. To this day, Andre is incarcerated in Garza West Prison in Beeville, Texas. According to the Texas Standard, Garza West is the hottest prison in the state. In the summer of 2023, the indoor heat readings showed 11 straight days where the temperature never dropped below 100 degrees. And on top of that, it is wildly overcrowded. I am sure that this past summer was just brutal inside of those walls, but that 100-degree heat doesn't even begin to compare to the temperatures that Andreen's body reached when Andre doused her with gasoline and lit her on fire. Despite confessing to killing his wife, desecrating her remains, and tampering with evidence, Andre will be eligible for parole in October of 2030. His maximum release date is 2045, when he'll be in his late 60s. Still young enough to live part of his life outside of prison walls, something that Andreen, because of him, will never have the opportunity to do. It is not fair in any sense of the word, but somehow this isn't even where the story ends. Because Andre's father, Everton Beachy Stout McDonald, was recently convicted of murdering his second wife, Tonya. Murder quite literally seems to run in that family. The Jamaica Gleaner reported that in July of 2020, just 1 year after Andreen's burned body was found, Tonya's partially burned body was discovered on a deserted road in Sherwood Forest, Portland, Jamaica. She had 9 stab wounds and her throat had been slashed. Investigators later learned that Beachy Stout had hired a hitman, Denvelin Minot, to kill Tonya for $3 million. He promised to pay after she was dead. Beachy did have the money. He was a powerful, wealthy businessman who people in the community feared. Beachy told Minot that he had to stab Tonya and he had to do it alone. But Minot didn't think he could do the stabbing himself, so he secretly subcontracted the job to Oscar Barnes, a tiler and farmer. Together, they made 4 unsuccessful attempts before Minot lured Tonya to Sherwood Forest by telling her he had secured 2 guns that she wanted to buy. When Tonya arrived, Barnes ambushed her. He stabbed her multiple times, then set her body on fire before leaving her on the roadside next to her car. Minot, Barnes, and Beachy were ultimately arrested. Minot confessed and was sentenced to 19 years. Barnes and Beachy denied everything, but even still, both were found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. But somehow that isn't all. Because of Tonia's murder, police reopened the investigation into the death of Beachy's first wife, Marlene. According to the Jamaica Observer, they believe Beachy had her killed in 2009 after the marriage fell apart. She was shot outside of her home by a hired hitman, and at least one police officer was suspected of being involved. Beachy was thought to be the driver of the getaway car. It's also been reported that because Marlene had been shot, Beachy specifically ordered Tonia to be stabbed instead, so no one would connect the two murders, almost like them both being married to the same person would never occur to anybody. Or that it was similar to what your son did to his wife. Fuck all y'all. Nevertheless, none of that has been proven in court yet, but Beachy is set to stand trial for Marlene's murder in 2026. And rest assured, as soon as I hear absolutely anything about this family, I will be sure to update you. Check out my Instagram profile at The Heather Ashley and join me there periodically when we go live and talk about any true crime case on your mind, or frankly, anything you want to talk about, because we're all besties here. If you want to listen to podcasts without any ads, we have a solution for you. I hear people don't like those. We have Patreon for $2 whole a month. Your episodes are totally ad-free. You can also subscribe on Apple Premium. Also, there are different tiers on Patreon. You can also get some bonus episodes, a little fun here and there. It's actually once a month on the first Monday of every month. Anywho, yeah, patreon.com/BigMadTrueCrime, or click subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, guys, I will be bringing you a brand new case next week, and I cannot wait. But until then, we out. All right, guys, we're at the hot take now. I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad. What the fuck? Now, knowing his fucking dad, or knowing what we do about his fucking dad, this makes so much more fucking sense now. His brazen bullshit. And do you truly think... I'm so curious about the conversations today. Do you truly think that Andre had no idea what the fuck his dad did? And if his dad is so rich, is his dad not paying any of what he fucking owes Andreen's family? Not taking care of his daughter at all? The lights were turned off. They couldn't afford food. They couldn't afford a roof. And he's over in Jamaica living the high life, can pay a hitman millions of dollars? Are you shitting me? And this fucking pussy bitch, look, you shouldn't hire hitmen, you shouldn't kill anybody, but there is something pussy bitch about every fucking grown-ass man who's like, oh, I can't get divorced. Fuck you and your dumbass, okay? I don't want to say the broom because witches are fucking cooler than these dumb motherfuckers. Fuck you. You could have divorced. You could have divorced for like $3 million, $2 million, $3 million. Are you shitting me? But you don't want to divorce somebody? Get all the way fucked. Are you joking me? This is why women are staying single. Look, to the good men out there, good men are not lonely. This does not have anything to do with you. Fucking good men aren't lonely. Shitty men are lonely. Good men are like, oh, pop off, queen, do your thing. The right one will find me. No, it's shitty ass men who fucking get married and they're like, oh, she's either with me or she's not here at all. She can't exist in her life after being my wife. Get all the way fucked. People are property. You're a dumb motherfucker. Tiny dick syndrome to the fucking moon. I'm so sick of tiny men. Tiny little fucking tyrants just fucking running around like gnats. Fucking homicidal gnats. Biggest pieces of shit on the planet. I'm so fucking sick. Not all men, so don't come at me. Put your pitchforks down. Shitty men. We're talking about shitty men. If you're offended, Well, if you're shitty, then stay fucking mad, you tiny tyrant. But otherwise, no, I'm not talking about you. Nobody hates men more than a woman married to a good one. I know what y'all are capable of. My husband is a snack. He does all the things for me. He's wonderful. Great dad, great husband. You know, neither of us are perfect, but he's a solid motherfucker. Okay? We stand. Okay? I know what y'all are capable of. I also can recognize one of you motherfuckers when you're a piece of shit. Because you're the opposite. And I'm dealing with murder. I'm dealing with murder all the time in these cases. I'm fucking mad. And if I wasn't fucking mad, what the fuck am I even doing? So here we are. It's called Big Mad. It's because I fucking can't stop being mad. Okay, I'll talk to you later, guys. My voice is lost now, and I love you. And fuck, I've got to go punch something. I love you guys. Gay, I love you. Bye. I'll talk to you soon.